No Man's Land by Emma Schleppi. Starring Samantha Senn, Wisdom Murray, Janelle Blank, and Teagan Wopat. Lights up on the front line. 2 British soldiers sit in the mud, clinging to their rifles, listening to the sounds of the Great War going on around them. Mortars explode in the distance, and gunshots ring out over the barren land. Charlie, the youngest of the 2, flinches with each blast. He is shaking in fear. James looks to his comrade and scoots closer.
118 meters!
What?
About 118 meters! That's how far away those shells are landing.
How'd you know?
Count them! Listen!
They sit in silence for a moment. A mortar shot is fired.
1, 2, 3, 4.
James is cut off by the sound of the impact.
There. Took 4 seconds. There's 250 meters of no man's land. 4 seconds. 132 meters traveled. 118 meters from us.
So it's like counting lightning.
Exactly. James Harris.
Charlie Baker.
Whereabouts you from, Baker? Clearly you also serve His Majesty.
He gestures to their matching uniforms.
Brighton, you?
Manchester.
James looks at Charlie's rifle. The bayonet is fixed on the muzzle. He reaches up and removes it, handing it to Charlie.
Keep this on your person, not your rifle.
Why?
They're pointless against enemy fire. Little silver of metal won't stop a bullet. Trust me, it's better to just have it on you. More practical that way.
Charlie obeys and straps the bayonet to his belt. Another large explosion, closer this time, enough that dirt and debris rains down into the trench. James is accustomed to this, but Charlie ducks for cover and trembles even harder.
I'm going to die out here, aren't I?
Not if you keep your head down and your aim steady, lad. You'll be back to Brighton in no time.
Don enters. He crouch walks over to James.
Got a light, Jimmy?
James pulls a lighter from his pocket and brings it to the cigarette loosely hanging from Don's lips.
Who's this pup? Look like he's damn near about to shit himself.
Charlie Baker of Brighton, from the infantry division that just got shipped over from Amen's. Only been here a few days.
Fresh meat, eh? You ever seen a German soldier step on a landmine, Baker? Blows them to kingdom come before they can even have a chance to scream Scheisse. You know what happens?
Charlie hesitantly shakes his head.
It starts raining sauerkraut.
Don
Ignore that double dog, Baker. Been obsessed with the idea ever since he was old enough to walk.
Come from a long line of veterans. My daddy was a soldier, fought in the Civil War. Granddaddy before him fought in the American Revolution. Always been my family's duty to serve our country, and I'm not about ready to let that legacy end with me. You bet your ass that when I have a son, he'll go to fight in the war on his own.
Not all of us are as patriotic as you, Reed. Some of us just need the military check.
Is that why you're here, Harris, for the money?
It's part of it. Got a wife and a baby boy back home, trying to make enough to start a life with them. Get a plot of land in the countryside. Build ourselves a home. They're who I'm fighting for. Not England.
I've got 2 brothers and a sister. Mom's raised us all on her own and working 3 jobs at once, trying to support the family. But she's getting older, and she isn't as strong as she once was. I'm the eldest, and I had to do something, so I enlisted, and I've been sending them every cent I can make.
How do you convince the enlisting officer you were 18?
What do you mean? I'm.
There's no use lying to us, Baker.
You think we haven't seen boys like you lied about their age just so they can go overseas, fight in the Great War? Can't fool us, Baker. So how old are you really?
I'm 16.
Shit.
Knew it.
But I did what I had to do. I had to help my family somehow.
We're not scolding you. Just a little surprised how blind that officer was. You don't look a day over 12 with that baby face.
There is a whistle in the distance, and suddenly all three men are alert.
What was that?
They can't be serious.
Well, what's going on?
James and Don quickly prepare their rifles.
The Germans are sending a wave of men through no man's land.
Doubt they'll get too far.
The soldiers take their aim and begin shooting at the enemy upstage. Don is ruthless and eerily delighted by the slaughter. Charlie, meanwhile, struggles to make a clean shot. James is calm and takes his time before firing. Gunpowder, dirt, and blood fill the air along with the sounds of heavy artillery and screams. The noise slowly dies down and the men crouch for cover.
You all right, Baker?
Charlie sheepishly nods. He looks like he's about to be sick.
Do you see those sons of bitches? They didn't stand a chance in hell over making it more than a few meters.
James peers back over the trench.
Look, over there. Right next to that forked tree. You see it?
Well, I'll be damned. That's a Kraut still kicking.
He's crawling over here.
Won't be for long. I'll put him out of his misery.
Don raises his rifle, but it's pushed away by James.
Wait.
The hell do you mean, wait? I'm gonna do that dirty German a favor.
Look at him, Reed. He's just a kid.
He peers back out, trying to get a better view.
Something happened to his leg. See how he's dragging himself through the mud? He stopped.
Is he dead?
I don't think so. His chest is still moving. I'm gonna get him.
What?
That boy shouldn't have to die afraid and alone. He's close enough that I can pull him back into the trench. Maybe I can figure out what happened to him.
James is prepared to climb out when Don yanks him.
That boy is an enemy soldier. No more than a minute ago, he was trying to shoot us, and now you want to go save him? It's suicide.
This war is nearly over. More than half of those men don't support the cause they're fighting for anymore. I won't take any more lives than necessary.
But even if you're able to reach him without being shot, what are we going to do once we get him here? What if he's already dead?
If he's dead, I'll leave him. If not, I'll get him back here. We take him prisoner, get him bandaged up, and detain him, just until this bloody war is over. He can't be much older than you, Baker. If it was you out there instead of him, what would you want?
James clambers up the trench wall and waits for a moment of stillness. Then he rushes out into the battlefield. A minute or so passes by. Charlie and Don watch closely, firing at the German line occasionally to cover for him. Finally, James appears at the edge of the trench, carrying the German soldier on his back.
Take him!
He lets go of the German soldier, and both of them slide down the muddy wall of the trench to safety.
Harris!
Is Fritz here alive?
I got a pulse. He took some shrapnel to his left leg. He's losing blood fast.
Don keeps his gun on the German soldier as James works on a tourniquet. Charlie edges closer.
I think he's saying something.
Mama, ich habe Angst. Bitte, hilf mir.
He's begging for his mother to help him.
Ich will noch nicht sterben.
He's afraid to die.
Coward should have never signed up for this war if he's afraid of dying.
Well, maybe he's like me, like just trying to support his family.
Charlie kneels next to James and inspects the German soldier up close.
He kind of looks like my younger brother, Theo. Shaggy blonde hair, square features. I never thought about this until now, but how do you think they see us from the other side?
Same way we see them, as the enemy. We're not people to them. We're pawns in a much larger game, just following orders. Never forget, lad, we're fighting other human beings.
Mama. Mama.
Charlie gingerly takes the German soldier's hand to reassure him that he's not alone. He is still for a moment unconscious, then his eyes slowly begin to open.
He's waking up.
The German soldier quickly realizes he's in enemy territory and begins to panic. He grabs the bayonet off of Charlie's belt.
I'm
Tell Fritz to calm the hell down before I put a bullet in his head.
Wer zur Hölle bist du? Warum bin ich hier?
The tension is too high and the panic only grows. The German soldier grabs Charlie and holds a knife to his throat.
Lass deine Waffe fallen! Lass deine Waffe fallen!
Drop your gun, Dawn.
I'm not taking no orders from no damn Kraut. Tell him to get his knife off the kid's throat first.
Oh, God, please help me. God, please help me.
Messer, Samantha!
Ein zuerst!
Drop the rifle!
A mortar detonates close by. Alarmed, the German soldier slices Charlie's throat.
No!
Dawn takes the shot, killing the German soldier instantly. James crawls over to Charlie's body and cradles the fallen soldier. He tries to stop the bleeding, but it's no use. Charlie is dead. Dawn stands still for a moment, then he picks up the German soldier's body and tosses it out of the trench. James is stunned and guilt weighs him down into the wet earth.
He killed Baker. I had to take the shot.
A mortar is fired.
1, 2, 3.
It lands and explodes. Blackout. End of play.